Well, it's about that time of day again, guys. Welcome back. Joseph James here, School of Trade, Sideways Markets. It's just before we finish up with lunchtime here in the live trade room. Just finished up training with all of our members. Don't forget, we do ongoing training every day at 11 o'clock. We open everything up for questions. Remember, our trade room is all about new traders learning and earning every single day. I would encourage you guys, check out the free trial on the website. If you go over to schooloftrade.com, check out the free trial. It's right there on the homepage. Pretty easy to hit that one. And when you register for the free trial, you'll be able to learn more about our trading strategy, our automated systems, pretty much everything that we do. And it'll also give you an invite to come out and join us in our live trade room this afternoon for our open house. So make sure you join the free trial, and we'll send you guys an invite for the open house. All right. How about those trades today? Finally, we got some great volatility this morning. Now, we hit home runs today. Today was a pretty darn good day. Remember, everything starts on our blog. This morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, opened up the live trade room. We rolled up our sleeves. And, of course, I'm going to scroll all the way down here, and you're going to see here this morning that we began with all four of our favorite markets. Now, which markets do we prep for every morning? The big four: crude oil, gold, Euro, and Russell. Okay, we'll jump into crude, Euro, and gold right away, and then the Russell will open up at 9:30, so that will usually be the last one that we do each morning. Now, I'm just about to roll out a brand new morning newsletter, so keep an eye on that coming in early July. But for now, though, I'm publishing every morning right along with our members. We're going right through here, and we are going through the morning prep. Now, this morning on the morning prep, boy, we nailed it this morning. And members, guys, we had a great day in the room today. Hope you guys made some money with me. Ultimately, we called crude oil bullish this morning. If you remember this morning, we expected crude oil to rise. That was easy money this morning. You can see that, of course, been rising. But I want to look at the Euro today. Now, again, we were correct on crude this morning. We were correct on gold. We were correct on Russell. You can read for yourself. Again, don't take my word for it, guys. You can't believe what you see on the internet these days. Head over to the blog, that's sidewaysmarkets.com, and check out the morning prep posts. You got to scroll a little bit further down because, again, they were posted this morning before we took these trades this morning. Now, I could go over all of these like I did yesterday, but today I want to highlight a key component, and that is the Euro. The Euro was a great example this morning of when we use a technical pattern but we combine it with fundamentals. What does that mean? Well, let's talk about the Euro. My favorite way to trade the Euro is with a trending environment. It's a currency, and we like to use the dollar index correlation. Now, what's the point of the dollar correlation? Well, here's how it works. The dollar index is a basket of currencies, right? It's a basket of 5 currencies. Can you guess which of those currencies has the majority of the dollar index? You got it. It's the Euro. The Euro has the majority, right? Because inside of that dollar index, right, you've got Swissies, you've got CADs, you've got Euros, right? I'll put the link up on the blog for you. The bottom line is that the Euro is the largest portion that makes up the dollar index. Okay, so that's good. I learned something new today. How do we make money with that? Well, since we know the dollar index is fundamentally negative correlation. What does that mean? That means if I give you dollars, I'm now short dollars. If you were to give me gold, I'd be long gold, right? Negative correlation. Euro, right? Let's say you've got some euros in your back pocket. I'm going to give you dollars. I'm short dollars. You give me euro. I'm long euro. Crude oil makes a lot of sense for crude oil. The dollar correlation for crude oil, if I was to pay for crude oil, I'm short my dollars. Give me that barrel of crude oil, right? Now I'm long crude oil. Okay, see how that works? Now, if you want to go even further into that correlation, as the dollar gets stronger, the dollar bills in my back pocket now can buy more things. When the dollar gets stronger, what happens? Everything else in comparison gets cheaper. What happens when things get cheaper? There's more supply. What happens when there's more supply? Prices fall. So when the dollar appreciates, everything else becomes easier to purchase, and things, of course, fall because of the availability of it. Now, remember, there are 2 main markets that we use as a correlation with the dollar index. I'll give you a hint. It's not crude and it's not Russell. Russell's an E-mini, so it's going to be tied to the bond markets, okay? And crude oil, well, crude oil is crude oil. Everybody knows crude oil has a market personality of its own. Sometimes a dollar correlation works, sometimes it doesn't, right? Today it worked like a charm, but it won't happen like that every day. Now, the two markets that usually move, I wouldn't say usually, always move very well with the dollar would be gold and the euro. Now, gold makes sense, right? Gold is a shelter market. So if the dollar is collapsing, our paper currency is worth less, people will buy hard assets, gold being a very popular one. Gold definitely does have some oddball correlations because, of course, for example, if we got bad news out of the ECB this morning, people would be selling their euros, buying gold, and buying the dollar. So the only time we see the gold correlation break down is when we've got the euro breaking down. Does that make sense? Right? Because normally I'm going to get rid of my dollars and get gold if I think the dollar is going to fall because I know gold will rise. But what if I'm in Europe? If I'm in Europe, I have the option to buy gold or the USD. See how that works? So now if we got some news out of the ECB this morning, euro tumbles, we may see dollar and gold jump. So those are the scenarios we look for. Now today, I want to talk about the euro because again, as we said, the euro being a currency is a great trending market. It's a nice liquid market. I think the euro is the cat's pajamas for new traders. Small trade accounts. It's not very whippy like crude oil or gold can be. I'm a big fan of the euro. And since the euro makes up the largest portion of the dollar index, it's like shooting fish in a barrel when it comes to using the correlation. So it's a negative correlation, the dollar to the euro. Keep that in mind. Today was a great example of how we used a fundamental approach from the dollar, and at the same time, we used a technical approach from the currency, from the euro. Now, guys, this is professional grade trading. A professional trader understands that my technicals, the only time my technicals get blown out of the water is when the fundamentals sneak in. A news event, a political speech or a geopolitical report, right? A natural disaster. News comes out of nowhere and all of a sudden that interrupts the technicals. So the technicals are going to be the foundation. And then the fundamentals, that's what's going to give me that, well, you're going to see here in just a second. Now, before I jump into a live chart, I don't want to cheat here. Take a look at what we talked about this morning. Because guys, again, the mark of a professional trader is somebody who plans their trades and then trades their plan. Now, I know as a brand new trader, you don't have the experience yet to plan your trades and trade your plan. That's what I'm here for. So come out and join me in the trade room, and together we're going to go over this morning prep in real time tomorrow morning. Now, again, here's what I posted this morning before we ever took our first trade. And let's see if the morning prep this morning prepared us for profits. Here you are. It's called the Euro Day Trading Strategy. This was posted before we took our first trade this morning, right? You'll see it. Open up the chart. You'll see for yourself. And the first thing we see here this morning is the 60-minute anchor chart. Shows us a bullish channel. Tells us the high percentage trades will be long. Okay, so the 60-minute chart tells us, Joe, we want to be buying this morning. That was the first clue. The second clue now, skip over the dollar correlation text, and now look here. It says the 5-minute chart show us trading off the lows of the London session, the lows of the bullish channel, all telling us to get long this morning, get long. So we had the anchor chart tell us. The anchor chart told us to get long. The minute chart, the 5-minute chart told us to get long. But then we talked about the dollar correlation. And this was great. If you open up this image here on the blog, you'll see the dollar chart that I've got here shows the dollar moving higher. And you'll notice here this morning is that I said the best option is to wait for the dollar to exhaust, right, which will cause the dollar to drop. Once the dollar drops, it will give us a big pop in the euro. So guys, we had this roadmap laid out on our desk this morning. All we had to do now was get in the car and drive it. It was very, very easy. The euro said buy, but the dollar said, you better wait a little bit because the dollar was rising higher this morning. We needed that dollar to collapse. Let's take a look at exactly what happened because this was posted before we took the trade this morning. All right, now, don't cheat, don't cheat, don't cheat. here we are. Here's where we were this morning when we started our morning. And this is where we ended up calling for that buy on the euro. This was a really easy prediction because, as you can see here, and we do this every morning we go through the same thing. And by the way, it's the same strategy on every market I trade. This is the same thing for crude oil. I'm just referencing this today for the euro. Here's where we were this morning, and this is exactly why we anticipated a buy. We found ourselves at the lows of this channel, right? You can see the channel right here. We found ourselves moving into a major buy zone. And we also found ourselves in the what we call the London reversal zone, right? This green box right here. So the first thing we saw this morning was we're at the lows of a channel. I'm at the lows of the range. I'm moving into a major buy zone from yesterday's price action. And so as you see, we fast forward this, you're going to see this is exactly what we wanted. We bounce up. We close above the support zone. That's your signal right there. If you're trading on a 5-minute chart, that's your signal right there to enter long. And you're going to see this thing just takes off. Now, before we go there, I also want to take you over here now to the dollar chart, because this was the chart that we really used more effectively today. Now, it was easy to note a buy on the euro, but this is what gave us all the fuel we needed here to get long. Here was that channel that we found this morning on the dollar. Right? Here was the dollar channel. And if you recall, or if you go to the blog right now, my exact words were, we have a big problem for the euro. If I'm going to buy the euro, this dollar can't keep going higher, right? Remember, negative correlation. I give you euros, you give me dollars, right? Negative correlation. So my exact words were, guys, we got to wait patiently. If we don't get this dollar to collapse, we're never going to get a chance to get that buy. Can you guess what happens next? You got it. Dollar collapses. It's a very, very easy buy now on the euro. Dollar collapses. Euro moves higher. Guys, this is all in a day's work here for us in the trade room. We nailed this thing a mile away. We did have to wait for that dollar to make its move lower. That negative correlation now, just before 9 o'clock, and here we are now, jumping all the way up. Now, if you remember this morning, in the morning prep this morning, we talked about how when we buy the lows, we always want to take our profit relatively quickly, but we try to hold a runner all the way to the highs. Remember, guys, buy those lows, sell those highs, buy those lows, right? From lows to highs. And we always want to avoid those middles. I'll teach you guys how to trade sideways ranges and trading ranges as a member. Come in and see me. But guys, if you can't make money off this, guys, I don't know what we need to do. Buy and pullbacks, buy and pullbacks, buy and pullbacks. And again, runner target all the way up at the high. And just as I'm recording this recap here over lunch, look what's happening. We are collapsing right off the highs again, and we're getting ready to make another move back down. All right, guys, I'm not making this stuff up. This reversal zone was posted at 7:45 this morning. We used a combination of the euro testing a technical support level. We then used the dollar index collapse. That's a fundamental clue. Guys, that's the sign of a true trader. Professionals know we got to plan our trades and then trade our plan. We planned our trades at 8 o'clock this morning, and we traded our plan together at 9 o'clock in the trade room. A professional also knows that we will use both technicals and fundamental clues. Now, I'm a technical guy. I'm always looking at charts. But this negative correlation with the dollar, it's almost a little bit too good to be true, right? It's like taking candy from babies. Don't forget that negative correlation. What were the two markets? Gold and euro. Gold and euro. And what was that one time when we can't trust the gold correlation? When the euro is getting pounded. Absolutely. Come out and join me for the trade room tomorrow morning. Come out and see me as part of your free trial for the open house this afternoon. Give me a shout in the office. Give me a comment on the blog here. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you guys don't like. Am I off my rocker today? What do you think? What do you think? How do you use the dollar correlation? And do you have any questions for me? All in a day's work here at School of Trade. Guys, we made some great profit this morning. We're not done yet. Tomorrow's Thirsty Thursday. We'll see you guys then. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.